Hello, and welcome to another RANGROO cast with me, RANGROO. And today we are doing a 1v1 on Mudfight. I believe this is Mudfight, I'm gonna go with that. So, anyway, on the left hand side in blue, playing as Bluefall, we got DuroSVK, or otherwise known as DuroSVK. And on the right hand side in red, playing as Redfall, we got ourselves Trysail, and I have Trysail and it is rather hard. So anyway, it seems like DuroSVK, well, he hasn't really spawned much, so Trysail playing a USSR deck. Well, DuroSVK seems like going for a Scandinavian. Yeah, definitely a Scandinavian deck, which is something I haven't really seen all that much in a 1v1, so this is going to be rather interesting. And well, away we go, and once again, pretty much this match is just going to come down to who can capture alpha as always. So hopefully this is the point that is on the main mind of both players. It is a really bloody important point to try and capture, especially a sort of crossroads town, because it just has such a good line of fire on bloody everywhere. Trysail getting in there first with the Spetsnaz brew and the Hinds doing a great job here, stunning up that big infantry cluster. As they are stuck in the open, the Fortune Majenga shooting their range to the town. They aren't getting artillery jar. The BMP3s doing their damage. 4 bloody BMP3s. That's a rather scary fort. The Spetsnaz crew doing a good job sniping. And that was a pretty good offensive play into that centre town from Trysail. Really, it was just come down to that line, because it initially stopped the infantry from getting in, because if that's Fort Shakers going through, the Fort Shakers would have run. And the BMPs and T-72 fire support definitely did a good job. And Trysail pretty much sending most of his forces down into Delta on Opera 89. Only got 2 BRDM3s holding Foxtrot, but same move with DuroSVK with only 2 M41 DK runs. So really either side just came down to cap in the middle. And Trysail has got that in the bag. It's just going to come down to holding it in. I just want to look on the minimap. There's hardly any units out. We got 2 SDRV 121s here, which yeah, a leopard 105. Yeah, they are leopards. Keep forgetting. These guys, I mean, this is quite a lot of money back here, not doing anything. I mean, they did lose the recon infantry, so he doesn't want to push up front without any of that. Which is, you know, a smart idea. You don't want to push without recon. But he's just kind of sitting back, not really killing the BMP3s, which they definitely could. Even with the Opera, they could probably fight quite fairly. And Trysail getting some Spetsnaz into Alpha. Speed us up a little bit more. You got more reinforcements being brought up. DuroSVK just kind of setting up a defensive position in the town behind Delta. As Trysail moves up into Alpha. Getting the crew and BMP3s now. It's really going to be down to the SCRVs doing a bit of damage, because in this open field they can definitely dish out that damage. Whoa, what's going on back here? We've got an MI-24 trying to flank around and kill the CV. The rover being forced to move into Charlie. But unfortunately, we got some PNMKs being brought up just at the last second to snipe out Hind. And damn, that was a pretty close call, because I believe that is the only CV on the map. So if you had lost this would have only been an 8-minute match. Over RBS is being brought up, SDRV 121s in the Mortal Stractly. Yeah, it definitely seems like DuroSVK or DuroSVK definitely want to try and do something into Delta, really massing his forces in there. You know, BMP3s have been resupplied, so do have those Archon missiles ready to fire. Only UAC being brought up into Delta. Artillery trying to hit the Ural, but it misses. Yeah, both sides being rather fast. We've got 2 CVs being brought up from Trysail. Definitely a good idea. Capture Delta and Alpha. We'll give them a +2 advantage, which is always nice. And even if Delta does get neutralized, it's always still a +1 by having all the stuff in Alpha. He's doing a great job getting infantry in there. Got some helicopters as well. Because you don't need too much in Alpha to really hold it. Because even though it's a big point and lots of forests around, it's rather hard to attack, even for Duro, because he has to move all the way through his forest, and that takes a long time. So most players don't bother attacking the Alpha unless they can attack through the top. And here we go, we got a TRS-1 Berrettino. Gonna be ready to spit out some hot mixtapes, or otherwise known as M1.1.01.04 rockets. And away we go, just firing into our forest. All Berrettino, no skill yet from Trysail. We've got a lot of smoke into that town in the middle. I think just trying to block line of sight for any ATGMs trying to hit the Sarpan force. And this is a very good move from DuroSVK, because this is a really well undefended side. Lightly defended side. And here we go, he's just sending everything. Got the SCRVs moving up. He's moving into the town. This is a great move here. Like, this is some real good use of not falling into the tunnel vision. Because if he kept trying to attack into Delta, that just wouldn't have worked. There's all the BMP3s, and we've got an 80 UM being brought up into Foxtrot. And oh, it could get hit by the infantry. Oh, he has perfect side shots. Or not side shots anymore, it's going to be front shots. But anyway, perfect RPG shots nonetheless. Or Eric's, which is even better. It has fallen slightly out of range, forcing the URM to fall back nonetheless. And DuroSVK is making some great progress here. I mean, the BRDM-3, the only thing really holding his top hand side, got a KA-52 being brought up. We've got a block and a Fighting Falcon. Fighting Falcon going in for the KA-52. Not managing to get a kill and getting intercepted by an AK-141. The main thing is that DuroSVK has his town under control, and he does have it under control. Loads of Fortune Shaker and Fortune all over the place. And holding his town is such an important strategic point. I mean, it's usually very hard to do as blue for it. It's really hard to do, because you have all this stuff down here and all this stuff up here that could stop you, but he wasn't of that. He just smoked it, ran in, and capped it. But from here, he can easily defend Foxtrot, and if that comes down here, so this road could get ATGM'd. And down in Delta, it allows him to hit into the top hand side to UAC rather close to enemy forces. Honestly, I thought this was just going to be a rather boring match of just, you know, trying to grind into Delta. But I really just got to give props to DuroSVK to completely change the momentum. So Trysail definitely going to have to go in offensive once again. Got more shortcut horses moving up, but the KA-29 should prove to be some good fire support. And I believe that's a rack of the F-16. Oh no, that's a Russian plane, an Su-27. Heavy infantry and helicopters going near it. Okay, and the getting in a little bit too close and he does get shot down. A really good helicopter, you don't really shield too often. Yes, it's rather expensive, but it has a crap ton of rockets and it's 10 HP, which is a rather big thing. And great infantry support helicopters and also transport stuff, which is useful. Now Trysail moving up with VDVs. And once again to the town of VDVs, a little bit outnumbered, and also later infantry is usually better than Russian infantry. unfortunately, because it's just going to be shooting into him. And so Cahoot is already stunned. He's definitely going to want some more reinforcements up into Foxtrot. We've got a CV going to be neutralising the point, giving Trysail a little bit of breathing room. He still has the point advantage, which is still around the main point of conquest. And we've got a UM being brought up. UM's definitely going to be a pain in the butt. The VDV's barely holding on, but here we go, the Bertino. Bertino, no skill. Only going to be hitting that bottom half of the town, so the infantry are going to be able to fall back into the top. It's going to be revving up for round 2. Going to be hitting the northern part. But nothing too crazy. Interestingly, as a submachine gun off on the ATGM guys, don't know what I need to do yet, unless you're trying to keep it hidden from infantry, but if infantry can already shoot you, you could probably get shot by it. They'll get some infantry trying to run up into the town and they open fire first. You only want them to shoot at tanks. I pretty much just answered my own question, yeah. I mean, it's not like they're going to be all that useful against infantry. So what's the point of even having the submachine gun on? But anyway, T-72 is moving up. Going to be outgunning that DK1. And Trysail has this pretty nice little offensive going on with the infantry. And mainly sets the UM. He really needs to kill that UM. We got the SCRV-1 to run. If he gets a bit closer, he should have a bit of a better time. But the Fennec TOW2s are in perfect position. There's no AA. If he can just get eyes on the UM, he will kill it. And that bomb being a little bit close, but not enough to hit the point. Osa's being brought up, and the Fennecs are going to be falling back. KF-52 getting a snipe on the NASAM's receive missile. He does miss his second shot. UM moving up. Now I've got some AAs with the OSAs, so he should be a little bit more safer. And Sir Furky also managed to completely capture Delta, forcing the BMPs off the point. And really, I think he just killed most of him. I was really paying attention down here, I do apologise. I think that other T-72-89 also got killed. Sure, even though he doesn't have Foxtrot under his control, having Delta is also a big thing. Okay, now very nice plus run, going to be catching up to Trysail quite soon. And mainly, he does have these recon guys in the bottom part of his town, so if anything moves up down here, it's just going to get instantly spotted. I mean, he's going to try and bring up CV into Delta. So Sir Furky might see it, yeah, a little bit of a glimpse, yeah. He does have eyes on it. Bertino once again. Heading into that town. We're going to need some more infantry reinforcements from here. He did lose quite a bit. But Sir Furky's is trying to hold onto the top hand side. While Trysail is really amassing up a force, more infantry guys. The UM doing its thing still. Yeah, SCRV 103 in a good position. He's getting some nice shots off on the side. Honestly, it might have just been a better idea for the Bertino to hit this forest, try to stun up the stuff in it. Because we have a lot of heavily bunched up infantry, as well as tanks and AA. All APCs, I should say. And the more Shulker's got it, the Panther Scrolls, he's just getting a nice little close view here. Flight across the forest line. And the Morse is definitely going to be helping out, yeah. Using the Amos, very powerful little mortar system. What do we got back here? We got the Aegers, all already sneaky beaky in the back here. And I think he does have line of sight. Yeah, I see what he did. He put him back here just to see what the enemy brings up. which is actually sometimes a better idea than just outright killing the CV. Because you see your enemy bringing up tanks, super heavy tanks, before, you know, like actually bringing up to the front lines. It does give you that little bit of buffer time, a little bit of knowledge to know to start bringing up the AT stuff. No, the Operating 9's all the way back here now, actually. Didn't get killed. Right all the way back here. It's kind of a useless position. You know, we have Ganskis for defense, so... maybe you just forgot about it. And really, it's just a stalemate back and forth. Trysail not managing to make any progress in the Foxtrot. And into this town as well, it's really hard to retake. Because it's, you know, no man's land. You have to go down a hill. And you just get sniped by ATGMs. And we're only 8 minutes left. DuroSVK or DuroSVK doing a great job. Keeping our plus 1 point advantage. Mortar's trying to scare off that UAZ. And MLU just getting the kill. 4 Jaegers and multiple Horters, both Western Marines are going to come out on top in that fight. And the UM does get killed by an ATGM shot from the Storm and Yingors. Eric's rocket launcher is coming out on top, and that's such a great thing about playing a Scandinavian. You have so many Eric launcher units. They got the Fort Jaegers here, you got Storm and Jaegers, you also got the FKB, the really OP Special Forces infantry in the previous patch. It's definitely a coalition. You don't really see too much on 1v1s, but they can prove to be quite useful. Well, 1 or 2 dropping in the bombs and nuking off of that. Very good job there from Trysail. Taking out half the forces, yeah. And really, just needs to get a good Buratino shot to just completely stop all the stuff in here. Got more Beholders, but Fort Jaeger's still down here, almost out of ammunition with the M240s. There are only 4 minutes left. DuroSVK is still in the leader position. It wouldn't take that much for Trysail to come out on top. It is very durable to get the 40 points in 4 minutes if you can do some crazy attack and, you know, snipe all the CVs. No, it doesn't seem to be the case. UAZ being brought up into Delta. And Fighting Falcons dropping in the bombs, but Trysail is just going to surrender. And that'll be a GG to DuroSVK, taking a point advantage by roughly 900-ish, 1,000-ish points. But yeah, that was an interesting match. I honestly thought that was going to be really boring, because the first 15 minutes of that were just a disaster for DuroSVK. He moved up all this stuff in one big blob. They just got stunned up by that hind. And then his heavy tanks in the backline weren't even supported in that initial push. So he just had such a bad early game, yeah. But he did a great job attacking into that top hand side. And really just doing the thing that you should do in a lot of these 1v, in any scenario really, is that if you do get pushed off a point, don't attack into that point again, or don't keep attacking into it. Because the enemy is just going to, you know, keep on building and building up, and that's what Trysail was doing. It 4 BMP3s in there, the T-7289, and a lot of other nasty stuff, but his flank was completely exposed, and DuroSVK, or DuroSVK, just ran right through it, doing a great combined arms assault, taking the town, and almost taking the entirety of the top hand side. But again, allowed to gain that plus run, and Rail win the match. So yeah, a good match nonetheless, and I'm going to leave it off on that. This has been another RANGROO cast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.